Alright everybody, so I just watched PSX, you know, and while in 2015 I thought it was terrible, 2016 however, I thought it was compact, I thought it was whelming, you know, I wasn't overwhelmed, I wasn't underwhelmed, you know, it was entertaining, you know, but what I want to talk about is Microsoft's kind of treatment of new IPs. You know, we have Sony that pump out new IP, more specifically last generation pretty much, but they bring out new intellectual properties and bring out sequels to them games even if they didn't sell well the first time around. And this is the straight up fact. Sequels sell better than the first release. Assassin's Creed 2 sold more. It's a better game. Mass Effect 2 sold more. Arguably a better game in most aspects. You know, many games get sequels and those sequels are just more popular. You know, because they have an existing user base and fan base, they tell other people about the game pretty much sells itself, then the, you know, hype gets going. You know, and when hype for sequels I'd say is bigger than hype for new IP because we know what we're getting. But let's look at Microsoft. You know, let's go back to Rise Son of Rome. You know, did that game do well? Apparently it sold alright. But the thing is, you know, all the stuff with Crytek, it's a bit messy, you know, so I kind of understand why we don't see a Rise 2 happening. But if there was, with, you know, many different weapons, give us more than 3 enemy types, you know. So I get why that's not happening. Let's look at Sunset Overdrive. Fantastic game, so much fun. You know, traversal in a game like that that's colourful, bright, vibrant. You know, it was fun. And the game's attitude, I liked, you know. But that game came out and sold like 700,000 units at a time when the install base was 10 million. Now to me that looks good, but I think Microsoft just look at new IPs and throw a lot of money at them. You know, that basically if a game doesn't do Halo Gears numbers, it's not getting a sequel. And I think that's not the right way to go about it because, again, the sequels will do better. You know, I see so many people always talking about, you know, Sunset Overdrive. It's a game that people really want to see a sequel to. It's a game I want to see a sequel to. You know, if that had day-night cycle, co-op campaign, and have a multiplayer that's like Grand Theft Auto Online, poof, that would be huge.
That's an enemy rider off his horse.
But with Spider-Man in development, you know, I kind of see that not happening. And I don't think I'd want another developer making Sunset Overdrive anyway, because I love the way Insomniac make games. So it's a shame that's not happening. Microsoft clearly just set their numbers too high with that one. Expectations you have to keep in check with the new IP. Let's look at Quantum Break. Quantum Break, I love Remedy. You know, their storytelling is unlike anyone else. But with that game, Microsoft threw a lot of money at that, because look at all the actors in it, the voiceover, the mocap, the live action. That game cost a lot of money, like a lot. And you know, if you go before the release, you know, apparently internally, like people were saying, oh, it's going to review really well. And you know, all the events beforehand, they would refer to Quantum Break as a brand new Halo-sized franchise. I'm sorry, but a franchise to me isn't a book and game. It's just not. I love Quantum Break, don't get me wrong, but that ending to Quantum Break is such a setup for a sequel, it's unreal. And it's kind of not fair we're not getting a sequel, but why isn't that happening? Well, the game cost a lot of money. It just did. You know, the media killed it with the 720p stuff back when, you know, because checkerboarding then wasn't real 1080p. the live action stuff, you know. People complained about having to watch 4 20-minute cutscenes when Metal Gear Solid 4 got away with it, and that had 9 hours of cutscenes you had to watch. You know, that game cost a lot of money, and there's no doubt about it, you know, but Microsoft claimed that to be like the next big franchise. And I'm sorry, but a franchise to me isn't a game and a book. You know, I love Quantum Break, don't get me wrong, but that game clearly cost way too much money for its first entry. Let's look at ReCore. Fantastic, fun Metroidvania, and you know, it was a refreshing game for 2016, and it has memorable characters because, you know, we live in a world where gaming and most games pretty much have boring characters, or it's, you know, set in a rustic setting. You know, this is like, you know, just colourful, you know, it has charm. And I think, given that the team was small, you know, I'm guessing the budget wasn't that huge, you know, that will get a sequel. I pretty much 100% guarantee that we'll get a sequel to that game. It deserves a sequel, but it probably made back its money already. What I'm saying is that Microsoft tends to, you know, throw money at IP, pushing it to be the next big thing, while Sony releases a game and basically just says this is a new game, you know. Yeah, Sony and, you know, more specifically the media say this is going to be the next big thing, but like from a money and, you know, advertising standpoint, like Microsoft push these games to be like, you know, going to be the next big franchise. But in 2016, these games are big risks when millions of dollars are on the line. Microsoft, you don't need to put all your eggs in one basket when it comes to a new IP. You can just make a good game, then take, you know, take a risk with the sequel. I would love to see ReCore 2. Might get it, probably get it. I would love to see Quantum Break 2. I doubt that's going to happen. And Sunset Overdrive, well, I don't want anyone other than Insomniac making it. It's that simple, really. Microsoft, just concentrate on giving us great games and give us a risk with a sequel. That's all I ask. Until next time, if you enjoyed the video, like and subscribe. I'm out. Have a good weekend.
That's all we need. Also, I'm hungry.